Colony! At last! You guys don't even know, man. When I sit down to do these live commentaries, I'm almost guaranteed to get Crash Site, Relic, or Forward Base Kodai. And I'm almost guaranteed to get any three of those while the match is already in progress. So when I can sit down in the morning, boot up my very first match for the day, and actually get a map that I wanted to play that's starting from the beginning, it's a glorious day indeed. And you know what? It's an even more glorious day for you Grapple folk out there, because the return of the glory of the Grapple is returning and such, because Grapple is being reverted to 2 charges, which I think is just the best thing ever. Honestly, it was a change that made very little sense to me, because I think the people who have an issue with Grapple have an issue with Grapple, because I totally knew I was gonna get killed. You ever know there's just people all around you? There's like a guy with a cloak. You totally saw the guy go up to the top of the tower. 17,000 kills with the G2. My friend, you and I'm gonna have a little word with a man by the name of Santa Claus. You know who Chris fucking Kringle is, bro? He happens to be my best friend. And I'm gonna put your name on the naughty list. Let's just leave it at that. So, as I was saying about Grapple, you know, they didn't nerf the thing that people hated anyways. It was just an unnecessary change, and I think the important thing about Grapple is that Grapple is there for people who don't slide hop, for people who maybe don't make use of that system. Now, I know people who do slide hop have sort of a double-edged sword advantage, you could say, when they use Grapple, but honestly, I just don't see it, man. Like, oh, whoop-de-doo, you can launch your way across the game. It's maybe more of an issue in objective-based modes, but the majority of the community is chilling out, playing attrition these days. Just leave it be, you know. So here's the problem we got to deal with right now. We've got a G2 camper who has a cloak group of teammates defending him. You know what that means? You know what that means, ladies and gentlemen? We're going to need to recruit the Grapple and the Firestar. Actually, somebody clean that guy up. All right, let's get back to seeing if we can do well here. I had $5 actually in my Microsoft Rewards account, so I figured I'd go ahead and grab a premium skin for once. I don't actually have any of them. This is the first one I've went ahead and bought. And you know what? It was a hard decision, but I figured I'd do it for a weapon that I wanted to spend more time with. I don't play with rifles a lot typically. And I know you guys are always like, Tony, you ever play with rifles? You ever play with rifles? And I really don't play with rifles that often. And honestly, in terms of the most recent skins, I really liked this one for the flatline. So that's the one I ended up going with. We got to try and get our footwork back together here. This is going to be a difficult match to go fast on because we've got so many dudes trying to camp things down with like the devotion in the G2. So I'm going to make a little bit more use of the interior parts of the buildings here and see if we can't use that to push ourselves to victory. He's like trying to come get me. That's actually a fun little spot to mess around with on the grappling hook. Fortunately, our teammate went and cleaned him up. But we were a good distraction. We grappled into the air. Haha, I don't think so, Mr. Bully. Is that actually the guy who has like 17,000 grapple kills? Because his name would be very appropriate. Let's be honest. He's the kid in the playground who brings a hard ball and throws it at people while they're trying to play dodgeball, you know? That's not a good person. You're not a, that's really, you gotta evaluate your life if you're doing that sort of thing, you know? Just barely got him. So today, guys, outside of just mumbling about the grapple change returning, I did want to talk actually a little bit today about some of the things that I saw yesterday on my Titanfall video. Now, this isn't actually going to be a very pleasant discussion. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. It's all I can really say about it, and that's because I'm pretty salty about some of the things I saw, you know. And it's nothing to do with people disagreeing with my opinion. It's absolutely fine. That was the whole point of that thing. It was a giant freaking opinion piece. No, I'm actually more disappointed with the sort of fear mongering that's going on. Like, I get it. I get it. You guys don't like EA. No one does. No one likes corporations. If you ever liked a corporation, I'm sorry, but you're doing it all wrong. I've worked for corporations. I've been a part of corporations. They don't care about the people who work for them. And honestly, my concern with EA, you know, it's not that I'm going to get bad video games, because video games are just video games. I can move on and play the good ones. You have that choice. You know, we're not in a dictatorship where we're forced to play crummy video games. We can walk away. We can speak with our wallet. I've said this time and time again, you know. So no, I don't get upset about that so much. Does it suck to see a franchise that was doing so well fall because of corporate decisions? Hell yeah, but I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh God, woe is me. What will I play now? There are other games to play. The people I really feel for are the people who are forced to work under those corporations, because guess what? As a development studio, making AAA games costs a lot of money. You can't really do it on your own. It's not just an easy thing. So no, I feel more for the people who spend all the time developing these projects to have poor business decisions absolutely ruin any chance of success. You know, we saw this with Star Wars Battlefront 2, game that has a lot of good stuff going on in it, but a lot of that good stuff was spoiled and ruined, not to mention the image of the game as a whole was massively tarnished by business decisions, no doubt made by EA. So I get it, you hate EA, but I am not going to sit here potentially 2 to 3 years before the launch of freaking Titanfall 3 and fearmonger that game's release. You want to talk to me when the game comes out? It's filled with weird, crappy microtransactions at that point in time. You bet your bottom I'll make a video and I'll talk about it. And it'll be a one and done and I'll say, well, that's unfortunate. You know, EA really tarnished Respawn's reputation with Titanfall 3. Number one, I don't really see that happening. But again, number two, I'm not going to harp on that 2-3 years in advance. If I'm going to sit down and talk about Titanfall 3, I'm going to do some theory crafting. You know, life is way too short for that sort of unnecessary negativity. I'm going to do some theory crafting. I'm going to sit down, I'm going to talk about things I'd like to see Respawn do, because that's fun and I want to have fun in life, because one day it's all going to be over with. And then you won't have to worry about EA because you'll be dead and gone. And that's the plain, simple, cold, hard reality of it all, right? So, no, you won't get that sort of thing out of me. You won't push me to sit there and be like, well, you know, if Respawn, I'm just not going to mention it. You know, I'm not going to mention things that could happen with EA. Yeah, it's just, no. If you want to, that's fine. That's your thing. But honestly, going around fear-mongering other people into it and just creating this, like, cult of, like, it's over with, more like Titan fail, LOL, bro, is just so freaking lame, dudes. It's so lame. Just move on, man. Move on. If you want to sit here and actually talk about Titanfall 3 and be creative and be constructive about the discussion, okay, join me. But if you want to do that, why are you even bothering, man? What's the point, you know? Don't even leave a comment. You're wasting your time. You're wasting everybody else's time. You're not getting involved in the discussion. It's weak. Now, that is as it goes. Again, can't stop you from saying the things you want to say. But if you're one of the people, one of the handful of people who decided that you wanted to come to my channel during that video's time and say that you hope Titanfall 3 fails and you hope Respawn has to shut down. One of the comments actually said this. I hope Respawn has to close up their studio and I hope Titanfall 3 flops because they shouldn't have signed on with EA. They deserve what's coming to them. What the f is wrong with you, man? If that's really your mindset, you need to check yourself. Walk outside, do a 360 in the middle of the street, hopefully don't get hit by a car, and then check yourself again. Because that's just repulsive beyond belief. I would never wish that sort of thing upon anyone. You know, not much less the people who are out there just trying to do what they love for a living, trying to create awesome games, you know? That just sickened me to read comments like that. And again, there were a handful. They were all ghost banned. So if they don't watch this video, they won't know that, and they'll keep posting comments likely on future Titanfall 3 discussion pieces. They'll probably say the same things they said, and they can just say them in their own little private bubble because no one will be able to see the comments. But I don't stand for that kind of stuff, man. Again, you want to fearmonger about EA, go ahead. But if you're going to say that sort of thing, if you're going to wish that sort of an end upon a studio, upon a group of people who go out and create something, then you're going to get banned. It's just plain and simple. That's what the tool is there for, and you bet your ass I'm going to use it. You know, like, the people like that, I just wonder if, like, you created anything in your life ever? Do you understand what it's like to create something? Do you understand what it's like to try and be successful in creating a product? I mean, let's not even get into the discussion of the fact that not everything ever made is going to be great. You know, we have this really absurd expectation that every game that's ever made by every studio has to be amazing. And if that studio has a reputation, it's like, well, they've got to, you know, they made that one great game, they've definitely got to do it again. Like, it's not easy to capture lightning in a bottle twice, you know? Let alone to capture something less fantastic than lightning. Like, making good games, let alone making great games, is not easy. Making games that are all right isn't easy. You know, I imagine the people who say that sort of thing, who would wish that sort of thing upon an individual or a studio group of people, they probably have never even made a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And I bet you if they did, they forgot the peanut butter. They probably forgot the bread. You know, that's just a piss-poor attitude to have in life, and I just won't stand for that sort of stuff on this channel. So I just really need to speak out about that because it really did grind my gears. It boiled my bubbles, and all in all, it just pissed me off. So if you're one of those people, honestly, just walk away from this channel, man. I don't want to be involved with you. I don't want to see comments like that. That stuff is disgusting. It really genuinely is. And we're going to move on from that now because I could honestly probably just go on and continue to be really upset about those people. But let's get back to the game at hand. I'm actually also really excited to do more of those Titanfall 3 discussions, guys. I got a couple more lined up, and you know, keep in mind, as many of you saw, they're very opinion-based. That's the point. I'd love to hear your opinion on them. I know a lot of people were just like, I disagree. And I'm like, okay, well, so what's your side of the coin? Like, that's the whole point. I'm okay with you disagreeing. I mean, I'm the type of person who sits down and has 5-6 hour debates with my friends. You know, I'm okay with you disagreeing with me. That's the point of the video. But I want to hear your opinions. So, you know, next time I do one of those, be sure to, you know, take some time. Even if you come back like 2-3 days later and leave a comment, I'll see it. I read the comments, man. Sometimes it makes me sad. Makes me want to go, you know, eat a giant apple, put my sorrow into a nice piece of fruit or something. But I read them because there's some good stuff out there every now and then. Look at this G2 guy. You know what, mister? Can we get a sling off this? I have no idea, guys. I don't think so. If we go down low, maybe. Where's Iniquity when you need him? Son of a... Where's Iniquity when you need him to be cleaning up this guy in the tone, man? The bully who uses the G2, I think that was the guy. There's a couple of G2 users. He also uses tone. Man, just... Joking, of course. I know some of you guys think I'm like super serious about what people use, but... There he is. Hold on a second. I want to get an execution on this guy. You guys ready for this? Actually, wait. Spicy Boys would be even better. Hold on a second. There he is. You see him? Where'd he go, dude? Oh, there he is. Hold on. I actually don't want to kill him if I don't have to. Oh! He got me with the melee, man. I don't want to watch it because I know it was going to be a finicky and awful melee. So let's just see if we can't sneak up on him again. This is the moment when I wish I had a suppressor, man, so we could make kills along the way. Should have stealth in here, like, and then, you know, break his neck. That would be ideal. I wonder if he went up to the tower again. I'm feeling like he's probably in some little hiding spot at the back of the map, right? People like that, that's typically what they do. I mean, it makes sense, because you're just going to sit in one position and try and pick people off, right? So, I'm going to go up high and see if we can't identify him. We'll use this as our scouting platform. Then we'll call out to the troops below. We get a target bearing 130 west, or yes, 130 is not west. Don't listen to me. Just 130 is all we would need to say. Compass readings, yo. Not my forte. I'm listening for the G2 and I'm looking for the G2. That's at this point, it's turned into a game. Hunt or be hunted. We are going to be the hunter. You know what? Scorch would actually be good for hunting him. That was a bit of a misthrow, unfortunately, but I don't think we're going to be able to come back from this. You know, that guy, I think it's actually the Gomez dude with the G2. I think the other guy might actually... Shit, we gotta get out of here. I don't want to get dropped on. Can hear it. Okay, it's way over there, actually. We're good. We're good, ladies and gentlemen. That was a friendly. Where's the hostile Titanfall? He said it was detected like it was right on top of me, but I'm assuming it was bully and it wasn't actually on top of me. I'm just going to get in here and really see if we can't lay some damage down. We're unfortunately getting poked by a charge rifle from the backside. That's always the worst part too, man, is like when you got those guys on the edge of the map with like the G2 and stuff, is they're usually running charge rifles, which makes sense. It's a smart move. But, you know, then you're getting sort of flinked on by those guys as well, and you got to really... You gotta really play that game, you know? Oh, this is it. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I got. I didn't get any damage. Shall we not revenge? Wouldn't that have been of something? Wouldn't that have been something? That was an unfortunate match, man. You know, the flatline's fun, and I wanted to use it just because I had the skin, but damn, that was a match where we needed, like, the car or something like that. We needed to stay mobile. And we needed to not have to ADS like ever, so we could just rush these guys down, because that's the best way that I usually deal with people with the G2 and stationary like that, is you just rush them down, fly over their top of their head, you know? Kind of like we're going to try and do with this guy. But when I've got to like stop to shoot them after I rush them down, that usually leads to me dying. It's not my personal forte, if you will. Let's see if we can't get a few glory kills at the end of the match here. I can get poked by this guy, but I'm going to do my best to poke him back. It's just like, it's just too much, man. Oh, wait, did that guy get nuked? I hope he did. Hold on a second. No, I don't think he did, unfortunately. It looked like he did. He might have. I didn't see pink miss, but I think he was dead. I'm going to get in my Titan because, I don't know, you know, just stand our ground. I always like to think that the people who stay behind during these fights are like the, you know, the last man standing type deal where it's like, we're going to take them down. They're all going to hell. And we're going with them. I'm gonna drag him across the gates of the doorways, whatever. You know what I'm saying. Anyways, guys, thanks for joining me. Thursday, figured I had to hop back into some Titanfall. Didn't get to do a live commentary this week, and just needed to address those things, really. It's just, whew, got me heated. I had to say something about it. I know most of you are, like, I'm preaching to the choir, because most of you guys are not like that at all. Most of you are, you know, not going around wishing poor things and demise across people, but I had to say it. And if you're out there, if you happen to be watching this, enjoy your ghost band.